Do you want to learn how to be a producer, DJ, on-air talent, or influencer? Visit beonair.com and discover a media school that's changing the game. We have 7 campuses across the country, and you can graduate in as little as 8 months. No math or English classes here, just classes that interest you and give you hands-on experience with real-world professionals in the media industry. And there's financial aid available for those who qualify. Stop sleepwalking through life. Show up for your dreams. Visit beonair.com and take the free career assessment. beonair.com.
Welcome in, folks. CVC TV action back on your airwaves tonight. A matchup between the home Madison Blue Streaks and the visiting Jefferson area Falcons right here on ChagrinValleyConference.com. Kyle Cornell, AA Anthony Alford with you on the call as always. In AA, 2 teams here in the CVC Lake Division. 1-1-1 in the Falcons, 1-2-0 in Madison. We know obviously the Blue Streaks coming in tonight. Homecoming, of course, a big game for them as we get closer and through the division part of the schedule for both teams. And the Blue Streaks, obviously one of the favorites in the late division, going up against a team in Jefferson that's had some turnover, had some craziness over the past number of weeks with injuries and everything else going on, but fighting their way a little bit here towards the latter part of the season. The offense is explosive. Madison has their hands full tonight.
I'll tell you what, this is a sneaky good matchup here. A sneaky good matchup. I mean, you just think about, like, what is at stake here. Cannot wait for this broadcast. Cannot wait for this game.
It's going to be an awesome night. And for the visiting Falcons, talk about it being, of course, homecoming night for Madison. It's a big, big platform for Mason Khalil, who's going to step up and play quarterback tonight, the freshman for Jefferson. For the very first time, he will be in action. Let's talk a little bit about Mason Khalil, AA, of course. Came into the program and has worked his way through and is now in this situation for the Falcons. And it's a big situation for him stepping up this late in the season against a really good team in Madison. How is that going to factor into the Falcons' game plan against a stout defense in the Blue Streaks?
Well, they're ready to go. I mean, just think about, like, what this quarterback is facing here, and this team has rallied around him, and that's the cool thing about it. You have a young guy who's just like, hey, let's just step in, let's just run the playbook, you know. And it was crazy. Coach Hanna and the coaching staff, they're like, well, wait a minute, maybe we should adjust the playbook a little bit. And the players say, nah, we're good. like we're in good shape, and I think they'll be ready. But this is going to be a tough football team.
Yeah, Madison's having a fantastic season. Some ups and downs. This is our second time we've called as one of the players actually can tumble at the beginning there. That's tough with that, trying to break through that, again, sheet there in the middle. But in the Blue Streaks, obviously, we had called our game earlier this season, about 3 weeks ago, against Lutheran West in what was an unbelievably crazy game. Of course, it came down to the wire. Remember, there was no points throughout the entirety of the game until the last 17 seconds, and we got 2 touchdowns in that frame. Madison came up just short on a 2-point conversion and didn't get the job done. They lost that game. Since then, AA, the offense has figured things out. 40 points in back-to-back games. 2 big division wins for the Blue Streaks. They have all the momentum right now.
And we're going to see a quarterback in Will Randall here at home. When we saw him in Lutheran West, his spiral, the way he throws the football, the strength, it's all there. He has one of the best thrown footballs in all the CVC. And just watching him on the field warming up is phenomenal. His arm strength, the size on the field.
Yeah.
And he's going to be ready, this offense, as they try to figure themselves out. You know, we talked about them, you know, a few weeks back. By week 8 now, they're starting to establish who they are, their identity as an offense. Should be a good one.
Again, just waiting for Jefferson to take the field here in what should be a fantastic matchup in the Lake Division. And you talk about the Falcons. Listen, tall task, again, for a young quarterback in Mason Khalil, but obviously K.H. Bosar has been the guy for this team all throughout his career now. One of the 2 seniors on this roster, one of the leaders that obviously Coach Hanna talked to us before the game and said, hey, this is the guy.
And he's been with this program since the youth. You know, and Coach Hanna talked with you about how important the youth program is and just him being a part of it. And I know, look, it's got to be tough. You know, the senior class is small, only 2 players like you mentioned, but you owe this game, you owe the rest of the season to your 2 seniors that's on the field ready to go. But he's been one of those guys that's been locked in, and I'm very intrigued to see how he's going to be used. We're going to see him also as in the backfield too, assisting the quarterback. So let's see how this comes out, how they play this.
Not the first time we'll see a Swiss Army knife player out there, as he does pretty much everything. Obviously, K.H. Bosar plays some defense as well. And again, the size, maybe you hear it, 5'9", 170, you think, it's not anything too crazy to write home about. But when you watch this young man play, I mean, it is phenomenal. There's a reason why it's a consensus across not only Lake Division, but most of the CVC that he is one of the top players. Madison has to be ready for that.
And let's see how Madison has prepped for him, and let's see how they do prep for him. It's going to be a huge connection to kind of see how they get things going. And Jefferson, they're scheduled here to get the football first.
Now, we say that, but, things happen in high school
every
football.
Every week.
It honestly feels like it is pretty much every week, as, again, Bosar and Joel Navarro are back to return the kick, as the Falcons will receive the kickoff to start this ball game.
We have to mention, since this is 2024, that this is the first time we have broadcasted the game with a grass field all season.
That's true. It really is. It was different down there, too. We said it was kind of like almost like because of the draining you need, it was almost kind of like an arch a little bit. So when you're running from the sidelines, if you're running on the near side or far side in that direction, it's almost like you're running downhill. It adds a little bit more speed to the game as that ball is kicked off. It's going to be a short kick, but it's going to be taken in by Navarro on the left side. He turns upfield, spins through, still on his feet. Navarro gets spun down near the 40-yard line, and that's where the Falcons will take over in their first offensive possession. And again, it's the freshman, Mason Khalil, who gets to start AA, got some reps this week, and Coach Hanna said, you know what, we're going to go with the young man, and big shoes to fill, obviously, in this offense, but he's going to have some help back there.
And we love what Coach Hanna, kind of what he talked about when he watched Khalil operate this offense. It's like, well, you know what? I kind of like it, this offense, I kind of like it a little bit. And these older players, they're rallying around him. They're ready to go here.
Especially leaning on Matthew Webster, number 7. He's in the backfield, 6', 205-pound junior. Love to see him. 1st and 10. Hand off to Webster up the middle. He spins through and eventually gets brought down after a gain of about 2 yards. So Webster with the first carry, and we're underway officially with the first offensive possession for the Falcons.
And Webster, you're going to see him offensively and defensively as well. Hair on fire defensively, but establishing the ground game early, you need that if you're the Falcons.
Definitely when you have a freshman quarterback in there, want to make sure you get him some support, and that means running the football and running it well early on in the game. 2nd down, throw, pitch to the outside. It is caught. Turning upfield, and who catch for Bosar. Bosar turns left side, gets spun down, and gets the first down. What a big first completion of his high school career right there from Mason Khalil to K.H. Bosar.
And as we talk about high percentage plays, right? Get an easy pitch and catch. Let your weapons on the outside work and operate. Got a first down for the Falcons.
And Coach Hanna talking about Bosar also closing in on the receiving record for, again, Jefferson. Having a fantastic season, and the quarterback getting the play in from the sideline, and Khalil comes back in, and team's ready to go. First down already after 2 plays. Jefferson moving the ball. Going to pass again, looking, throwing, taking a shot. Left sideline, it's thrown. It is gone. It's gone all the way through. No flag. I see it, a touchdown. His 2nd pass attempt in his career, and it goes for 6.
Wow. What a start for this Falcons team. Watch this replay. Just poised. He was concerned if he was going to step into his throws. He did that time. And again, on grass, the defender a little off balance. Big play to start this football game.
How about that? A 45-yard touchdown pass right there to Devin Salinas. And just like that, it's 6-0 Jefferson.
This team has no problem putting up points. The issue has been defense, but they put up 50 a few times already this season. Off to a phenomenal start.
Yeah, they have. They put up a 50-piece shutout, too, a couple games ago. Last week, of course, lost to Lakeside by 1 point. This team very well could be 3-4 in competition. They're going to go for 2. Trusting the young quarterback. Passing or handing off inside is Webster. He gets spun down, and it looks like he is going to be just short. And he will be. That's going to be no good in the 2-point conversion. But the score, 6-0 here on CVC TV's Jefferson Strikes First, right on ChagrinValleyConference.com. Of course, the presenting sponsor for CVC TV is the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. Their specialties include dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com. LAA, I don't think you could drop a better start.
No.
For a freshman quarterback.
Well, and let's diagram this a little bit here. This coaching change was made midweek. Actually, I think yesterday.
We were informed yesterday morning that there was going to be a new starting quarterback, and it was going to be the freshman Mason Khalil. Of course, he goes out on the first drive, completes both of his passes, including a 45-yard touchdown to Devin Salinas. What a play.
I love Coach Hanna. He told the young kid that he was going to start. He called his parents. Kind of explain, like, hey, this was going to happen. You okay? And as Coach Hanna described it, young man, are you ready to move to the front of the car instead of the back seat? I think he's ready for those duties.
Max Steele and Nolan Albert back for Madison to return the kickoff. And the Blue Streaks finding themselves in some unfamiliar territory, at least for the past few weeks, AA. They've been able to really get going early and often against the last 2 opponents they've had. And tonight, tell you what, Jefferson came out right out of the bat. We thought maybe they were going to try and establish the run a little more. They ran once with Matthew Webster. Then it was 2 big pass plays for a first down and a touchdown.
Notice some of the upbacks are moving up a little bit, perhaps anticipating an onside kick a little bit.
You never know. And there it is on the short side. It's going to be fielded. Ball is loose on the ground, but I believe Madison fell on it. We'll see the official call in a second. And there you go, right out of the huddle, you get that ball. So a great job right there by the Blue Streaks to get that one. And it looks like Dakota Oftenberg got the ball out of there, and that's where Madison will take over. The only downside to onside kicking AA is now obviously Madison and this offense with Will Randall get the ball near midfield.
Yes, in that field position battle, we talked about a lot of these games we covered throughout the year. Going to start at midfield. Madison with Randall in that backfield. He has a big arm.
Talk about the connection, too, between Coach Hanna and Randall. Coach Hanna trained Will Randall a little bit earlier in his tenure. It's carrying the right side and a huge breakthrough and spun down near the 40-yard line. What a run right off the bat, again, for Madison. You're going to see that a lot tonight from James Poe.
Yeah, that speed from James Poe and the line really opening things up here at that first play. It's an excellent job there getting the first down.
You mentioned the one maybe weakness we've seen from Jefferson this season more consistently has been being able to stop teams getting on the scoreboard as much, but the offense can definitely bring it as it's first down. Poe again, handoff on the right side, finding his way through it, eventually gets spun down near the 30-yard line, so another solid gain for Poe of about 8 yards.
And you're going to see the linemen, kind of operate. You're going to see some pull blocks. There was an impressive pull block there on the last play. And that's how they're going to have to operate against this defense.
Randall getting the call in from the sideline, and Coach Mike Gilligan excited about his team's progress at this point, AA. They're really starting to find things, and another handoff. Poe left side gets brought down, but that should be enough for a first down at about the 23-yard line.
Well, they're trying to even this late in the season, you're still trying to figure out who you are as an offense. Should you be a little bit more balanced because you have a quarterback who can put it up in the air a little bit more, or do you go back to your bread and butter, which is running the football and perhaps getting some help and assistance in that backfield?
We talked about the game plan throughout really the past couple of years for Madison. It's always been, hey, hard-nosed, run-first team, but having Randall back there adds a whole other wrinkle to this offensive game plan. Another handoff left side, brought down near the 20-yard line. And that was number 14, Peyton Berman, who had the carry.
And Coach talked about it with you, Kyle, that he's going to, Berman's been working in the backfield a little bit more now. He's a starting receiver, but getting some assistance, that 1-2 punch want to establish with James Poe. And that's how Madison's kind of been building this backfield here these last couple of games.
Expect to see Alexander Davis, too, sprinkled in throughout. Obviously playing some receiver for the first time in his career at high school, but also can do some things running the football. Here on the right side again. That is Berman again. He gets near the first down marker, so it's going to be 3rd and short coming up for the Blue Streaks.
And what happens in high school, sometimes you try out for a position, it works for a position, and then maybe for a play in practice, hey, we need to put you in a different position just to fill. And then as a coach, you look, I like what I see here.
Yeah.
And you stick with it a little bit. Got to build some plays.
And so far, so good. As again, Madison's been able to methodically get a few first downs and move down the field. 3rd and short on the way.
A lot of guys in the box here for Jefferson.
Maybe bringing some heat. Going to be a handoff. Poe on the inside. He's going to bounce it back through, and he should be right at the marker, but he might be just short. We'll see where they officially spot that ball.
Tell you what, I thought what was interesting there, a lot of guys crashed in the box and anticipating the first go. That open field tackle's not made. That might be a touchdown for Madison.
So, yeah, 4th and short here, and some big opportunities for the Blue Streaks here trying to keep this offensive momentum moving. They've gotten a few first downs on this opening drive for their offense.
Hard count. And
did they get them?
Yep.
Here you go. Big penalty against the Falcons, so that's going to move 5 yards and a first down for the Blue Streaks.
And what's been separating this Falcons team, some of those small mistakes, it's still a young team overall, but some of those mistakes, he had a 4th down opportunity, but the hard count, Madison with a first down.
All right, so 1st and goal here for the Blue Streaks at the 9. Handle again, going to hand off. Poe working left side, will jog in for the end zone, and it's a touchdown. That's Davis who actually got in. Alexander Davis takes the handoff from the inside and scores. AA 4 touchdowns the past 2 games. Now make it 5 and 3.
Yeah, make it. And look at the blocking that set it up. And not just set it up, but made Davis go into the end zone untouched.
Now, AA 7 plays, all runs for the Blue Streaks. And they respond right away and tie the game at 6 now, pending this extra point.
And again, we talk about every football game is 5 or 6 plays that's make or break the scoreboard. And giving up the 4th down off the penalty set it up for the score.
We're running into position here as senior kicker Ben Amos is going to try and push this one through and give his team the lead here in this first quarter. Snap is good. Hold down. Kick on the way is up. It's high arcing, and it is good. And the score now 7-6. Madison leading Jefferson right here on CVC TV. Now, if you got a tree emergency or need expert tree care, you can call Taz Tree Service at 440-567-0962. With over 25 years of experience, they specialize in tree removal, trimming, stump grinding, and more. Their fully insured team offers swift responses and affordable pricing, ensuring peace of mind and top-notch service. Visit ChagrinFallsTreeRemovalServices.com to book your appointment today. Taz Tree Service, dependable, professional, and ready to meet all your tree care needs.
Of course, for Madison, I'm sorry, Kyle, you're the favorite. You don't want to mess around here early, So that was a great response. They got the short field and getting in the end zone.
And an impressive drive by Madison. We talked about it. We've seen Will Randall have to throw the ball a lot this season. And so what, that first drive, not one time. He was able to hand it off 7 different times, and they found a way into the end zone. And now for Jefferson, pressure back on the freshman quarterback after this return to see if he can keep this momentum going. What a start, too, by Mason Khalil. He found the receiver for a 45-yard touchdown pass, Devin Salinas. And again, if you're Coach Hanna, you can't jump a better start for your offense, but you obviously want to see some improvement on defense. You knew Madison was going to try and punch you in the mouth a little bit.
And if you're Madison's defense, you got to clamp down on the freshman.
Low line drive. That ball has been touched, and it's going to get
fall on it.
Yeah, eventually picked up there. Double A is big on the special teams.
I am huge on special teams. You got to fall on that football. Imagine if Madison would have got it back at the 30 right there.
Yeah, well, Justin Agnew, one of the only other senior on this club, knew that and decided to fall on that ball, and that's where the Falcons will take over just across their own 25-yard line, and we'll get our second look at freshman quarterback Mason Khalil as he will bring the offense back on the field. I think maybe almost caught Madison a bit off guard possibly with just, hey, we're throwing deep on the third play with a freshman quarterback who's had, a couple of really first-team reps in practice this week, and now he's already taking deep shots.
Yeah, in a man-to-man opportunity there where your DBs are pressed in. Wasn't expecting that at all.
All right, 1st and 10 for this new-look Jefferson offense. Khalil going to pass again out to the left side. It's caught by Bosser. He turns upfield, tries to get through. There's a flag that comes on the back end after a gain of about 5 yards.
Just see what ends up happening. It will probably be a hold, and it will be.
Yeah, hold
want to
there.
zing that in a little bit more. That ball kind of hung up there in the air a little bit, so made defense kind of swarm there, but play technically won't count anyway.
No, play worked. They got 5 yards in it, but unfortunately when you commit a penalty, that's where you have to go backwards.
You just don't want to turn that into a habit, right? In that situation, just having it lobbed up there a little bit. But, hey, it did get initially you got 5 yards out of it. So,
well, the good news is he's got plenty of time to learn.
That is true. That is true. Only a freshman, but ready to go.
All right, so 1st and a bit further right here for this offense. Going to be a keeper on the right side and just nowhere to go. Yeah, it looks like that was maybe even Bossar took that ball on the right side and couldn't get through.
Well, one thing we both liked from Madison when we saw them in Lutheran West, defensively, the speed is on point, especially their front seven. It's just right there. They're going to get right to the football. So, maybe Jefferson's going to have to throw things very, very quickly, pop and go.
I mean, you've seen success early on with those screen plays, double-A, even before the penalty. It was a 5-yard gain on the spot before that direct snap on the run. Khalil back in that shotgun. He's going to look the pass, looking, throwing, taking another shot, right sideline. Receivers there, behind and incomplete off the back of the defender out there. Great job on the coverage there by Dominic Magda, who got out there and knocked the ball down.
They're making him work over there on that side. They're making him work there. Great job. You always worry a little bit if the defender's not playing the football, but kept enough space, kept it stride for stride, and great defense on the outside.
And Cage Bongser on the outside almost made that play still somehow, despite the ball being behind the back, again, of Dominic Magda. Now 3rd and long on the way, and there's some pressure coming up the middle. Quick pass to the outside. It's a screen out to Bossar. He turns upfield and eventually going to get pushed out of bounds just past the 25-yard line, so it's going to bring up 4th down.
And a safe play call, figuring let's punt the football. Let's actually make Madison work, with field position, perhaps.
4th and 12 for the Falcons.
Yeah, 4th and 12 coming up, and I imagine we're going to see a punt, but the offense still kind of hanging out for a second.
And there's no returner for Madison at the moment.
Now we're seeing a few personnel changes, but so now it's going to be Salinas who's going to take a few steps back, and he will punt this one away. You're going to see a returner now. It's a quick punt. Ball going down the left sideline, and it's going to go dribble down and stop right at about the 44-yard line of Madison. That's where the Blue Streaks will take over. It's down by Bossar. Get a chance for Madison to jump on the Falcons again after a good stop on defense. Double-A. Really, it was the penalty that put Jefferson too far behind the sticks. They completed a few plays to get over 10 yards on that first sequence, but just not enough after being moved back 10 yards before that.
And they almost had the big throw, too, on that same side. And Khalil tried to go to that side, and it was well defended. But here's Madison, 65 yards away from the end zone, and his defense can't give up big gains like Madison got on the first drive.
Again, 7 rushes on the first offensive possession for Madison. They found Pater. Another handoff. Poe, right side, turning upfield. Still on his feet, and eventually Jefferson will corral him after a gain of about 2 to 3 yards. And maybe he was going to turn even more, but Poe this time gets stopped.
Yeah, and this go around, you kind of see a little bit of the adjustments, a little bit more linebacker flow right there. But Madison, they're operating quick here. getting right back to the line of scrimmage.
And they're going to try and go some tempo as Randall again in that shotgun. And this time they'll try and draw Jefferson off sides a little
Can't
bit.
jump.
Yeah. Good discipline by the offensive line, too, to hold pat on that. Second and about 7. Randall in the shotgun, looking to pass. First time in the game. He thought about going to the right. Still rolling out. Going to get spun through, and he is going to be throwing the ball out of bounds. I'll tell you what, he got out of the tackle box, so that should not be anything to worry about when it comes to.
We're going to have a late flag, too, Kyle.
Yeah, flag came in late, but it shouldn't be intentional ground. And he was outside the tackle box, and he threw the ball, but you have to get it past the line of scrimmage is the only thing.
I think that's what they're going to call the Wolves.
Intentional grounding on the blue streaks.
Yeah, they will. Okay, so they're going to call that.
I did think it was interesting, though. You know, certain officials would have ruled a sack would have blew the whistle, but they kept it going. As Randall tried to fight through the play.
He kept obviously getting spun around, and he was staying up, Double A. You talk about the size, 6'4", 200 pounds. I mean, he's able to work through that, but they're going to lose it down and go backwards. So huge break for Jefferson there. It's going to be 3rd and a mile coming up for the Blue Streaks.
Thanks to the Warren team, Mike, Max, and Trisser.
Yeah, this is going to be a long, long way as they're getting the play in on the sideline, trying to get some substitutions in. And I imagine the play clock is, as they finally now set the ball down. So Dominic Lawrence checking in too. Now you're seeing some more personnel shift come in, some substitutions.
Call this mass subs in Madden.
Call this a line shift in hockey.
That's right, yes. How many plays can you draw up on a 3rd and 24?
Now, to be fair, a couple of really good playmakers there. Nolan Albert and Max Steele coming back into the game here. So 3rd down and 24 from their own 31-yard line. And Carey on the left side trying to cut through, just get some of those yardages back, and really not much there. It looked like that was again, Lawrence who got the carry and just nowhere really to go. So it's going to bring up 4th down and long, and it's going to be a punt.
Well, 2 straight drives now, one from both teams, where the penalties have killed the drives.
They really did. Now again, Jefferson able to respond and get a stop on their own right. They had Randall down for that sack, and he threw the ball away late on the play, 2 plays previous, and
just couldn't get out of the tackle box, deemed by the officials.
I guess not, so it's going to force this punt away. That's a line drive over the head of Bossar. It's going to bounce on the right side, take a Madison bounce, continue to roll down, and eventually be downed inside the 10-yard line, right around the 7, and that is where the Falcons will retain possession. So after 2 scores on the opening drives, Double A 2 defensive stops on the following double there, and now still just a 7-6 ball game, 4:21 to go in this first quarter.
There you go. So you kind of wondering, like, hey, you know, kind of settle things in. Again, Jefferson coming in 2-5, but do not let the record fool you as far as what they're able to do, what they're capable of doing. But, you know, for Madison, I love what they were able to produce defensively, you know, up front. I loved it, you know, kind of could stop those runs. And before you know it, you take enough home run shots down the field into the secondary, you're going to have that extra safety drop back and create some turnover opportunities if you're Madison.
And there was an injury late, too, on the Madison sideline. Dominic Lawrence, who had that carry before, limping off the field, holding his shoulder, so hoping for the best for, again, Lawrence over there on the Blue Streak sideline. That's why they're huddling up for a medical timeout, so to speak, and the teams will retake the field here with, again, 4:21 to go in this first quarter. And you mentioned it, not a surprise, Double A. Jefferson's been able to play some really good football. Obviously, first game of the year against Girard, they were in that game until the second half, later parts of the second half, and obviously things got away from them, and a couple other games, too, could have went their way. We could be talking about 2-5-2 teams right here, but obviously 2-5 versus 5-2 instead. So now it's Bossar who's going to take the snap. He's played some quarterback. He's going to run left side, working through, still on his feet. Bossar eventually brought down. His Double A just about had a panic attack as the drone went by his face.
No, I thought that was a flag, and it was actually a drone.
Yeah, for like half a second, so did I.
That drone just rose right up. I don't know if the camera picked it up.
Yeah, straight through, but that was funny. The second and long coming up for the Falcons.
Of course, a great turnout here at home, actually for both sides.
And Bossart with the carry again, working left side, and this time he'll gain a few more yards, give him 2 more, so it's going to be, third and about 6 on the way for the Falcons. Surprising not seeing the young quarterback in. Khalil, he's 3 of 4 for 66 yards. He's been able to play well early on, but trusting Bozar to kind of handle some of the responsibilities here.
And he's also listed as a quarterback, wide receiver, DB. So he can't handle those responsibilities as well.
Does a little bit of everything now. Webster on his right hip for Bozar, 3rd down. He's looking. Bozar going to sling it. Left side, it's caught. What a play by Jefferson, out of bounds past the 30-yard line. Throw and catch right there.
That was Salinas again?
Salinas again with that amazing play. And that's going to be about 19 yards and a first down double A.
He ran a great out route, too, like to really set it up, get that open spot. It was a great throw, great sharp throw over there on the outside. Getting that communication. Jefferson on the move here.
Great job by Salinas on the catch, and Bossart looking fantastic. Made a few catches on the first few drives here, and now obviously stepping in, playing some quarterback too. Doing a great job. There's Bossart running right side. He's going to try and cut through and find a hole. He gets spun down and tackled after a gain of maybe 1 or 2 on the play.
And one thing you don't have to worry about with Madison is how they handle things up front. When the opposing team runs the football, you see a line shift there too. Yeah. So Madison has depth up there up front. Those big guys. And that was their concern. How can they handle the Falcons' offensive line, utilize their depth to kind of do it.
So 2nd and 8 coming up for the Falcons. Under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. 7-6 to score. Bossart looking left side. That ball going to be low and incomplete. Looking for Salinas again. Again, curious on the decision. You almost wonder if there's a reason why 16 is hanging out on the sideline now, as Bossart obviously had made a good throw on the last 3rd down, so we'll see if he has another opportunity here.
You know what? Wait a minute. 16 might be in the game, but like as a receiver, unless that's 15, right here on the near side.
I'll tell you what, he is double A, so.
Yeah, line up as a receiver.
Yeah, lining up as a receiver, not as the quarterback. So in-game adjustment, despite throwing the touchdown early. Coach Hanna throwing a wild card at us and having.
He's mixing up the weapons.
Yeah, it really is. It's Bossart again looking left side. That one is caught, working towards the sideline and near the first down, and he should have it. Great job on the outside there by the receiver Salinas, who found the edge and got the first down.
So on the previous play, Salinas kind of slipped there. He's trying to run, I believe, the curl route and slipped on the grass. Again, we mentioned one of the few fields left, I guess, in America on grass. So you don't get the exact footing that you would on turf. But that go-around did a great job at the first.
Yeah, how about Devin Salinas in this first quarter? 3 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown. He's been lighting it up so far.
So, again, 2 quarterbacks playing for the Falcons, and they're both in the game right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Bossart looking good so far. He's 2 of 3 for 32 yards. Been able to add a running dynamic, too, to that quarterback position. Handoff Webster up the middle. He gets a solid push for a gain of about 3.
And what you want to do if you're the Falcons, you want to keep this Madison defense, who's big up front, you want to keep them a little off balance. And a little bit of a breather play there, going up the gut with Webster. Good work there, and Madison responding with their own line change up front.
Yeah, trying to stay as fresh as you can. But again, Jefferson just trying to hold on to that football for as long as they can, drive down the field and get some points. After the first drive where it was, hey, home run, home run. Now it's a little more methodical and broken down for Coach Hanna and company. Bossart again in that shotgun, going to look and keep it himself. Running right up the middle, finding a lane on the left side. Bossart still turning upfield near the first down, and he's right at the line. And by the spot, he should have it.
I think so, Kyle. I mean, getting that extra step here. This athlete, tell you, 1 or 2 seniors, they'll give him the first down, Kyle. 5'9", 170 pounds.
Speed, double A. Speed, shifty.
Speed and quickness. You're 100% right, Kyle. Speed and quickness on the field.
Yeah, different avenue that you get with Cage Bossart at your quarterback position. We know Mason Cleel also has been a DB as well, so, I mean, he can definitely do a multitude of things, even as a freshman. He's used to
And little sub, Terrence Brown into the game as a receiver for the Falcons.
You're going to see a lot of substitutions of plays. Both are going to get a carry again on the right side, trying to jump through the line essentially, and he'll get maybe a yard or two on that carry double A. It's one of those things where, again, just kind of always moving and staying ahead of the chains. You're not seeing, obviously, besides that one drive with the holding call. Other than that, it's been just positive play after positive play for the Falcons so far.
True, and your job, if you're the Blue Streaks, you want to minimize how far, obviously, the offense goes. I thought they did a decent job there. You had the fence coming from the outside, also the interior. But you're right, Kyle, still getting a couple of yards for the Falcons.
And now Khalil off the field, as you mentioned, 2AA. Again, Terrence Brown, 6'3", 165-pound junior at the bottom of your screen. Bozar looking to pass, looking left side for Salinas again. High throw, caught on the sideline, and a great play out there. And I'll tell you what, Devin Salinas has done a great job so far in this football game of just securing those catches.
Yeah, he did, and he, again, ran a great route, too. DB's playing a little soft coverage. The adjustment now, don't give anything up deep, which is fine. But now, both coaching staffs, they're not, maybe they may huddle up here, but for the most part, they haven't been huddling up. They'll line up at the line of scrimmage as time is going to run out, but they're lining up at the line of scrimmage, and then the coaching staffs, they're looking at the defense, see how it's lined up, and then calling the plays from the sidelines.
Yeah, plenty of momentum here, and I think they're going to let this clock roll all the way down. And that is right, double A. That's how we end the first quarter. The score 7-6, Madison on top of Jefferson here on CVC TV. Got a gain as we move into the second quarter. If you're dealing with a sewer or drain emergency, don't wait. Call Sewer Cleaning Company at 440-290-6055 for 24/7 service. With over 500 5-star reviews, they provide expert sewer and drain cleaning, camera inspection, storm drain repair, and more. You can trust their honest and transparent services to get your home back in order. Visit sewercleaningcompany.com for more details and to schedule your appointment today. That's sewercleaningcompany.com, your local sewer and drain experts. First-team customers receive a free video drain inspection. Also, of course, want to thank the presenting sponsor for CVC TV again, the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. It's Doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. They do everything from dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com. Surprised at all, double A. I mean, 7-6 early in the game. Jefferson has been able to hit the big home run in that first quarter on a 45-yard touchdown pass, and now methodically moving down the field, taking their time and making plays every single time they snap the ball.
But you know what? This is a well-played football game. I even think on both sides. But we're going to see here. They're going to play tight here on this 3rd and 2 coming up.
And both are running to the sideline to get a display. No, it's going to be a fake. Webster going to turn up the middle and try to get a push, and he's right at the line. It's going to be close, but based on where they're running out, he may be short. Now they're actually walking a little bit further up, double line. I think Webster may have had it.
Did you notice kind of what just happened there, like the setup? So both are, Coach Hanna calls him over to the sidelines. He stops, and right when he stops, the play goes. Webster takes the direct snap, and just enough to get the first down.
Well, the far line judge was running behind the initial line to gain double A. Then he slowly turned like he was veering into a different lane of traffic and ended up giving him the first down.
Oh, it's amazing.
So the Falcons get another first down in this drive, and they've been able to move down the field. Remember, it started on their own 7-yard line back in the first quarter as we're in the second frame. Bosar again going to turn handoff to Webster. He gets hit immediately. Solid tackle in the backfield right there by Madison. It looked like that was maybe Chase White who got in there, linebacker, and got a big stop. They're going to give him a yard, double A, but that was a hard-earned yard right there for the Falcons.
Yeah, it was. And White did a great job there identifying the ball carrier immediately, reading the guard, and getting right in for the tackle. That was a phenomenal defensive play.
And the second down on the way. And a long 9 yards. And again, the freshman back in the game, he pitches over to Bozar, going right side, cutting back through Bozar. Again, positive gain for Jefferson, not a lot there, but again, where he was running, you were thinking, okay, this could be a loss, and somehow Cage Bozar turns it into a gain of 3.
Yeah, he does. I was a little concerned, though, defensively. Were they going to get enough guys over on the other side? You know, because if he didn't, I thought it was going to turn up the field there.
You saw Mason Khalil take the snap in the shotgun, pitch it to Bozar there, so he's back running some offense here as the quarterback. Had a great first drive, probably one of the best first drives he could ever have as a starting freshman quarterback, throwing that touchdown. And now getting the plays in from the sideline. First real test, 3rd and long coming up for number 16 and company with Webster on his right hip.
And Bozar lining up as the receiver.
He's been most of the season. Coach Hanna talked about that. Looking to throw. No, he's going to now run up the middle, take a huge hit through, and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, about maybe lost a half a yard on that carry double A, just trying to find something. I tell you what, that's actually some pretty good in situations like that. You would imagine trying to force some throws, trying to make some plays. And you live to fight another down. If you're Khalil, that's a well-coached quarterback right there.
And also well-coached defense, too, because he's looking here at the near side. We're looking at his left side throughout the game. So if he doesn't find an initial read or two, you know, he's going to tuck it in. And they're going to go for it here on this 4th down.
Yeah, 4th down and about 9, and we're going to see them go for it here.
And you watch the hard count if you're Madison.
Khalil going to take the snap, looking to pass, stepping up. He's working, he's under pressure, and he's brought down. Big sack in the backfield by big number 77, Cameron Mullen. The junior got back there and made the play, and it's a turnover on downs.
And the initial pressure on the outside by Davis. You know, it's just creating that pressure on the outside. Khalil had to step up, and then the defender was right there as well. So great defense on the 4th down, putting the freshman under a missed pressure immediately. Get the turnover on downs. Great response by this Blue Streaks defense.
So we've been talking to Coach Gilligan before the game. I mean, he talked about the impact that Alexander Davis has made. This team really feeling healthy for the first time this season, the past few weeks, and it's showing now. Again, as they take this now, handoff on the right side. Poe puts his head down, and Jefferson's D-line able to stop him after a gain of about 1.
And that's going to be the key for Jefferson, of course, knowing the record. You know, they started the season 0-4, 0-14 going back to last season. You know, so they got the taste of a W. How do they overcome adversity after that drive didn't go well for them?
See Randall again back in that shotgun. Officially still no pass attempts for Randall. There's a jump on the near side. Looks like Jeremy Shank they get called for a neutral zone infraction, offsides, whatever you want to call it nowadays. That's going to be 5 yards.
Encroachment. I just wanted to say that just to make you upset.
The one thing I didn't call it.
I know.
So from 2nd and long goes to 2nd and short now as the ball near midfield for the Blue Streaks. Both defenses starting to play solid. Randall hands off right side. Flag comes in late, and that could be holding, and that may go backwards.
Big celebration by Michael Riffle there.
Yeah, Riffle got back there really quick double away. So the sideline warning? Okay, they're going to call a sideline warning on Jefferson there. So no penalty for holding, but it is and should bring up 3rd down.
Hey, Kyle, make sure you shut your car off there during halftime.
I meant to turn off the alarm, but I apologize about that. All right, so 3rd and short.
Oh, boy.
Play being blow dead for a moment.
Official timeout.
I think Will Randall wants an explanation too of what's going on. Maybe an equipment thing.
Could be an equipment.
And make sure you strap the head up. They strap the chin strap
that
up
chin
all the way.
strap,
Yeah.
yep. Getting these officials right on top of it when it comes to safety.
It's attention to detail. It's just fantastic. 3rd and short handoff right side. And great job by Jefferson's defense reading the play. Tell you, Sean McCallick was on the inside and made the big stop. The sophomore, you know, Coach Hanna talked about the different players that are making plays. In this sophomore class, he is very, very high on them.
Yeah, he's very excited, and that's why, you know, you get a W here, another couple W's, kind of build even into next season. And as much as we talk about next season too, with the expanded playoff field, they're technically still in the playoff hunt too.
Well,
and you get a W here today, you can start talking about it a little bit.
Yeah, you go 3-5, and you talk about who's left. I mean, they still have Geneva on the schedule too. Obviously, that's a huge game in Week 10, but the Falcons not out of this yet. If they can find a way to win some tough games here in the last few weeks of the season. They're trending in the right direction as we move through that first half of the year.
Got Edgewood next week.
Of course, we'll see them tomorrow night, the Warriors, as that ball is punted away and going to take a Madison bounce. It's going to dribble down inside the 10, inside the 5, still working down and going to get down at the 3-yard line. It's another solid punt. That one picked up by Will Smith, and that is where the Falcons will start again. Now, remember last time AA, they were able to drive considerably down the field in the Blue Streaks territory, but could not finish that drive. How important is that now when you talk about still being down by 1 in the latter parts of the second quarter?
That's why field position is so important. You know, so you think about it, if you're Jefferson, you probably have to get, I would say, 7 first downs in this drive, you know, to get in the end zone. I don't believe either that they have a kicker, so you got to get in the end zone, obviously, you know, if you're Jefferson. So that is huge to your point. And I like how Will Smith kind of boxed out, you know, trying to get that field position and whatnot.
We might see him on the basketball court at some point. I'm sure the coaches are watching that too. And
of course, we were here a ton for basketball last season for both the boys and girls playoff games.
Fantastic teams all across Madison High School, and of course appreciate the hospitality here. It's first down for Jefferson. Webster on the inside puts his shoulder down and will get out to about the 5, so he'll get a few yards and just try to give the freshman quarterback Khalil some space.
And again, just Madison's defense just tightening it up a little bit there defensively. Also curious to see with the freshman back there, quarterback, kind of what his adjustments are going to be with Coach Hanna, the coaching staff, kind of operating here as they spread this out.
Yeah, Coach Hanna did say too, listen, he's going to play. He's going to be in tough situations. We're going to put him in those spots. We have faith in the work he's put in. Khalil so far has been able to answer those expectations. Going to look to throw. Going to step up left side looking. Now going to the left, running through. Going to get torn down at the 6. And thought maybe there could have been a face mask in there, but there's a solid tackle from Madison. It's going to bring up 3rd and about medium.
Tell you what, the freshman quarterback made a upperclassman move there. You know, he looked, his progression's a little bit better. He didn't like anything that he saw. He just tucked it in, took off, went down when he needed to, set up a decent 3rd down.
And no negative plays. You like seeing that too when you're especially this deep in your own territory. If you're going to have to punt, you want to make sure you give your punter some space.
Might have been a little bit of a lean, but the feet didn't leave.
The one guy who can move is the quarterback with his hands, is now looking to pass again. Left side, getting brought down in the end zone. That should be a safety. We're going to see if they give him forward progress. And there it is. The back line judge calls it a safety for Madison. And that's a tough situation. Got to get rid of that ball when you're deep in your own end zone, AA. And tell you what, a freshman mistake from Khalil gives 2 more points to the Blue Streaks.
But I'll tell you what, absolute dominance there up front. Let's watch how it happens. Oh, he just broke through. Just broke through the offensive line. Able to get that safety, the big man.
Yeah, Brody Dietrich's one of the guys in there, big number 55, bowled his way in and was able to get that stop.
Shanahan, 61, I believe that's who that was, too,
yeah,
that
he
broke
also
through.
got through. Talk about a phenomenal job for that young man.
Man, and you can tell he's excited, too. Look how he's operating with the coaches there. Man, you know, and I like what it says here behind on these hoodies, family. You know, as you go this long here in the season, you know, you're with your coaching staff and teammates more than your family. So, I mean, just the kind of atmosphere that they're building here at Madison, they've established here, you really see it when they celebrate excellent plays like that.
Yeah, Tristan Cheyenne, and of course, I misspoke earlier too, was Gavin Moninger, who also got back there and really put the pressure on the freshman quarterback for Jefferson. And of course, now the Blue Streaks going to get the ball as well, because in the safety, not only is it 2 points, but you get the turnover on possession. So,
and you have to punt this, you know, just out of that position. You can't fake it.
And so I believe, yeah, Bosar is going to do that, and it looks like they're going to let him.
Or you got a kick, but then the return team is in punting formation kind of deal with the return.
And normally you just have to punt it, but we actually had this pop up earlier in the season too. But Bosar will just take it off from the ground. He's going to punt it through. It's going to be up and bobbled for a moment. Still on the ground. The ball's still loose, and it's eventually going to get taken in by Madison some nerve-wracking times. But Nolan Albert was able to fall on that football, and that was intense. And they weren't even camping, but nevertheless, it's going to be first down for the Blue Streaks.
Man, nothing comes easy at all. Nothing. That's high school football for you. You cannot take any play for granted. Anything can happen.
Well, now the Blue Streaks do get some good field position on the Jefferson 41-yard line here. Got just under 5.5 minutes to go in this first half, and the Blue Streaks on homecoming night trying to extend their lead even further. Now up by 3, 9-6. Not the score of the Guardians game. It's the score of our high school football game tonight.
Wish that was the score of the Guardians game.
They scored early, didn't they? 1 run.
That's progress. Look
Randall
at that
looking to
turnaround.
pass. He's got a receiver breaking down. A little bit under throwing up, and it is brought in. And he walks into the end zone. Touchdown for Davis, his second of the first half, his 6th in the past 3 games. Alexander Davis did it again.
And watch how Randall, who could just launch it off of his sleep, highest point to the ball up top, and just walks into the end zone. What a response for Madison.
Coach Gilligan talked about how important it's been to have Alexander Davis back, and right there you see it. What a play. Again, by some people say, hey, maybe the best player on this team right now. To have him back is huge.
And again, he was out for injury for a good chunk of the season. They had him available in week 1. They had him available, of course, last week, and already coming through here tonight.
So Amos will going to attempt another extra point. And right now the score 15-6 in favor of the Blue Streaks. Snap good, hold down, kick on the way is up. It's high, it's arcing. There's lots of leg on that one, and it is good. 16-6 the score. Madison with their own home run. They hit one here in the second quarter. They lead by 10 over the visiting Falcons right here on CVC TV. Well, transform your property with a fence from R&C Fence Company. Family owned for over 36 years, they provide top-notch fence installation services in Northeast Ohio. Specializing in residential, commercial, and industrial fencing, they offer a wide range of options, including aluminum, vinyl, wood, and chain link. Call 330-626-5170 for a free estimate or visit rtfence.com. Whether you need a new fence or a custom gate, trust the experts at R&T Fence Company to deliver quality and professionalism. That's rtfence.com, your fencing solution. Madison with a response again, double way. They force the safety on defense, come right back on the field on offense. First play, a fake little end around, turn around. Randall throws it up. Alexander Davis catches it for 41 yards, and that's where we sit now with Blue Streaks up 10.
And it's tough, too, because you're expecting the run there, too. And Madison has not given any signs that they were going to do a play fake, and they just did. And Randall, we saw his arm strength today. We've seen it at Lutheran West. He could deliver the football, no problem, 50 yards out, and you saw it there.
Well, I'm sure he would tell you I wish he could step into it a little bit more. It kind of was a jump ball, but Davis is such a good athlete at 6'2", 210 pounds. He jumped up and made that play and took advantage of the size. That ball way back, and the ball is on the floor, but picked up by Jefferson, and a huge tackle, and it's going to be raw field position again for the Falcons as Joel Navarro just could not find some space, and way back on their own 5-yard line. That's where Mason Khalil is going to take back over.
And we've been seeing it throughout the game on special teams for both teams having issues corralling the football, catching the football, there. And it is cooler tonight.
It's starting to get chilly, 51 degrees. Feeling like fall in Northeast Ohio. It took a little bit of time, but we're here.
True, but it's a hard football. But even when it was warm, you had issues catching the football throughout. So it's a storyline to watch throughout this football game.
I thought you were going to talk about the Lutheran West game where we had turnovers galore in that one.
Yeah.
And back and forth. And it did involve this Madison team, too. It was a crazy game.
But Madison was able, in this game, has been able to capitalize on mistakes and go for that home run ball and strike.
So we'll see if Khalil can respond after the safety on his last possession. Looking to hand off Webster inside, and he's going to push forward for maybe a yard or two and they get brought down.
Madison defensively has the run game on lock right now. They have guys coming in from different angles, attacking up front, attacking the first option. They know that Jefferson is going to have to deliver multiple times through the air.
And Bosar, of course, has played some quarterback. He's 3 for 4 for 39 yards, was doing well, but of course also plays receiver. Looking right side, throw. That one's going to be a screen. It's caught on the outside. It's Salinas again, trying to work his way towards the first down. Still on his feet, and he may have gotten it. Salinas was down at about the 19-yard line, and Double A, that should be enough for a first down.
Tell you what, though, Will Smith out there was trying really, really hard to rip the football away. May have had gotten the tackle if he was just going for the tackle, but he nearly took the football away, tried to rip it, but Salinas getting the first.
5 catches, 93 yards, and a touchdown for Salinas in this first half. He's been phenomenal. And again, you talk about the impact the freshman quarterback has had so far. 4 of 5, 75 yards for Khalil in the shotgun again. Looking at a handoff, Webster, left side. Webster's got some room. He turns the corner. Webster, flag comes in late. That one's going to be coming back. Webster had gotten about 5-6 yards, but they're going to be walking back a little bit further.
I was going to say that was their most successful perimeter outside running play of the game. Well, there's a reason why.
So take the gain of 5, wipe it off the board. They're going to move backwards.
And we talk about it like with these teams looking to get upsets, you know, you can't have too many plays behind the sticks. And in this situation, that's what's happening here with the Falcons.
We've been talking to Coach Hanna, obviously Double A, before the game today. It was really evident, hey, a lot of shooting ourselves in the foot. We give up a play here. We get a penalty here. We don't convert this situation. It's little things that pile up to why the record says 2-5. But we said Jefferson could easily be 5-2 right now based on how they've played in some of these games. Can they find it together now in this game? Another screen pass out to the right side. That one caught in by Bosar. He's going to run down nearly immediately.
He had nowhere to go. He had absolutely nowhere to go, Kyle.
Yeah, Double. He may have got a yard on that. Third catch of the game for Bosar. But that one, the lowest output in yardage, only 1.
Yeah, true. And Madison defensively, their DBs, there's no need to press on the receivers. You know, you kind of give a little bit of space, play everything in front.
Especially because you have all this space, too, in the back end. Double A, 2nd and 19. Yeah, you can be a little off the receivers now, give them a little bit of room and just be able to, you know, chop those feet and get in for those tackles. Another screen pass outside. That one caught again by Bosar, and he's able to tail out of bounds. Flag comes in late.
Might have been some extracurriculars. Had outside containment there defensively.
Yeah, this is another penalty, an unsportsmanlike conduct, I believe, going to go against the Falcons. So that ball's going to get moved back again, Double A. That's a tough call for Jefferson trying to find their way through here.
Yeah, that personal foul. Yeah, you're going to be right, Kyle. That's to try to recover. And look, football is a very emotional game. So they're going to be half the distance to the goal. Looks like, you know, it's a very emotional football game. And it is those little plays that it really builds up. This Madison defense, though, they're everywhere right now.
Really are. It's still going to be third down. It happened after the play was over. A little pitch. Bosar trying to work his way through, cutting back through, and at the 5, and again, just can't find anything. That's technically a pass because it was forward, Double A. Again, Bosar just can't get any room, and it's going to be 4th down, and I imagine the punt unit will be heading out for the Falcons.
And we got a Madison timeout. Give them as much time as possible for them to progress with 3:16 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Double A, I mean, impressive stat line at least for the freshman quarterback tonight. That being Mason Khalil, technically 7 of 8, 81 yards and a touchdown. He's been efficient. Obviously sacked in the end zone for that safety. Not the highlight, so to speak, of the night, but still playing in that role for the first time. He's looked fairly well passing that ball, getting the ball quick now, especially too. On this last possession, you like the decision-making, but again, just not a lot of room because this Madison defense is playing really well.
Well, and they're playing run-first defense, you know, which is the strength of this Jefferson team at the moment here offensively. They wanted to establish something on the ground. This Madison defense has been all over it. They're playing everything in front of them now, you know, so it makes it tough here. Now, we're going to see here, got, you know, Austin 3:16, and you know, this Madison team with an opportunity to, have time to open this game up.
And definitely plenty of time for this offense. We know they can take huge shots. Just look at the last offensive possession. One play, 41 yards, and a touchdown.
And not much room either to punt the football.
You don't like that, especially but at the same point, this team does do a shorter, more compact punting formation. So it is still doable. Salinas, of course, does do the punting. Quick snap. It was unexpected. He takes it. Punts it off. Steele was back. He's going to take that on the bounce, and he's going to run. Steele running right side. He's got room. Cutting inside the 20, back through to the 10. Eventually going to get spun down. Did he lose the ball at the end there too, AA? Possibly no, but still able to hold on and recover. But great field position now for Madison. What a good return there by Steele.
See, like with Steele, with that ball, like, I got the ball. Yeah, take off there.
Played a ring around the Rosie, too, when he was getting tackled. He got spun all the way around, but still able to hold on. And
great blocking up front, too, with the return team, giving Steele the opportunity to really get a great return. And the offense, if you could start your possessions in the red zone, I mean, it's just like a Christmas gift. Start.
Yeah, I'd say on the 14-yard line, still not a bad spot for the Blue Streaks to start.
Mm-hmm.
Pitch out to the left side, take it in, working his way through, finding a crease, cutting inside, into the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Streaks. Good find right there, and Peyton Berman able to work his way left side and get in 14 yards for the score.
And watch this. Oh, great pickup block there by Poe. And able to get in there for the score. Great job there, and that's what Madison's been able to do, just really get excellent blocking. Their guys are committing, and one play into the end zone.
That's a huge touchdown for Madison right off the back. So the past two offensive plays have resulted in 2 touchdowns for the Blue Streaks. They now lead 22-6 here on CVC TV. So now, of course, the age-old debate, was that a pass or was that a pitch? I'm sure if we asked Will Randall, he'll tell us that was a pass.
That's right, as he should. Helps with, like, scholarship numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm calling that an option play.
That's right.
Yeah. Madison trying to sprint in some players here to fill out that line. There was a hole on the left side. Yeah, we'll make sure we get that one.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
Amos lines up that extra point. It's on its way through the uprights, and it is good. Score now 23-6. Madison on top of Jefferson right here on CVC TV. Well, stay comfortable year-round with air quality control, heating, and cooling. We know it's that time of the year. You talked about the temps dipping below 50. Feeling the heat, you need it? Well, they got you covered. They've served Northeast Ohio for over 35 years and specialize in residential HVAC installation, repair, and maintenance. From air conditioning to heating, they handle it all. That's right. If you need emergency service, too, you can call them 24/7. That phone number, 216-531-5202. You can ask for Joe or just visit airqualitycontrolhvac.com for more information and schedule your appointment. You can trust the experts at Air Quality Control for reliable, top-quality HVAC solutions. That's airqualitycontrolhvac.com. Your comfort is their priority.
When you get short field, get that opportunity, get a great return. That's all you ask for as an offense. Just get good short field, get in there. And I'll tell you what, the pickup block there by James Poe, he did a great job there to get that, set up the score. And great response by Madison.
And so Gage Bozar and Seth Burlingham back to return the kickoff for the Falcons, who, after starting this game with the first 6 points, Madison has scored 23 unanswered to take a commanding lead with just under 3 minutes to go in this first half.
Well, it was after that, initial home run ball?
Yeah, huge 45-yard touchdown pass, basically to start the game. It was the third play of the ball game, and since then it's been all Madison. Amos boots that one away, taken in by Burlingham at the 5-yard line, turning upfield looking. Burlingham cuts through. He's got some speed and eventually brought down near the 24. So a return of about almost 20 yards, and that is where the Falcons will pick it up again. And we said double E, like the decision-making of the freshman quarterback, obviously, in Khalil, but it's been, again, Madison's defense just closing out on those screens and giving no room to breathe.
Yeah, and they pretty much shut down the running game. And so that's the goal. That's the play. When you have a freshman quarterback, I'm telling my defense, I'm putting the game on the freshman quarterback's shoulders to win this. If he beats us, that's fine. They're not going to beat us running the football. So I'm very curious how Jefferson's going to come out here. Are they going to attack in the air offensively? We got 4 receivers at the top of your screen here.
And it looks like.
And now Brown is motioning to the other side.
Terrence Brown going to get down there. Going to wind up line again. Trips to the top of your screen. They got a receiver in tight as well. So 5 wide set for Jefferson, looking to maybe air this ball out again. Quick pass, outside screen play. It is going to be low and incomplete. Looking for Bozar. They're going to call that an incomplete pass.
Had pressure up front there, even on the quick screen.
Just the second incompletion of the game for Khalil, who we mentioned has started off and pretty solid.
But they weren't bringing the house like they're, a little bit like they are now. Now it's like, oh, this is a grown man business now. We're going to break the defense.
Yeah, ears are pinned back now, and then you're seeing Madison really getting some more pressure on this freshman quarterback. Again, lining up in the same formation, 2nd and 10 on their own 24.
Watch these linebackers.
Yeah, they're coming in. They're going to fake back out. And that ball is dropped, and it's going to get picked up by the Blue Streaks.
I think Jefferson kept the ball there.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was huge right there.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what, Joel Navarro fell on that ball right in the nick of time because it was dropped by the quarterback there, Khalil. And Madison was right there, just couldn't fall on that ball. But Navarro, great awareness to find that and fall on it and keep possession for the Falcons. But now a huge and long 3rd down on the way.
But I love what Madison did defensively there. I love what the linebackers did. It was a delay blitz there on the outside. Both linebackers coming in. Nothing has been comfortable for this quarterback.
Trying to definitely confuse the freshman too back there. And again, saw the look, thought maybe he had to step up and try to avoid the outside pressure. Looked like maybe he was in the midst of trying to throw the football too and try to set up the throw, but again, slipped through. We talked about obviously
it's how many things you got to think about, in varsity play. It's a little different from scout team, right? It's a little different. You got to think about what if that linebacker that was on the outside, instead of rushing in, what if he's just stopped there, veered off to the flat, and threw his arms up and perhaps get an interception. You got to watch all these things.
I'll tell you what, I think Mason Khalil right now is giving a big hug to Joel Navarro on the sideline because he was in the right place at the right time because there was 4 or 5 Madison jerseys around that football.
They sent 5 guys.
They did, yeah, and that was a close call to say the least for the Falcons, but now it sets up a very tough 3rd down and long on their own 19-yard line, down by 3 scores in this first half, AA, and after that hot start, like we said, it's just been all Madison.
Well, and again, no matter what happens today, your goal is just to, get better throughout the start. And then, hey, you got film tomorrow to watch and kind of see. But again, you got 4 receivers at the top with a lone man at the bottom.
And some pressure being put on some of those receivers on the top of your screen.
Watch those outside linebackers again.
Setting more pressure, going to the middle and just nowhere to go. And he's going to get brought down, eventually slammed down at the end. Got to be careful for that.
That could have been a flag there at the end.
Yeah, Madison, take your pick. It was pretty much the entire line that got there. And tough break for the freshman Mason Khalil, but great job by Madison's defense to find the hole and stop that run. And then you thought Khalil was going to try and sneak through the middle and try to get some game, but you can't.
Because this defensive line has filled in. And this defensive line is handling business up front. They're utilizing the depth. But all of them are loaded with talent and strength, too. So they are doing what they can up front, and that delay blitz too. You notice too, with the coaching staffs try to adjust what they're seeing on the field after the play is called. So now Madison is saying, we're not going to show our stuff initially. We're going to delay what we're going to show until after the adjustment is made.
Another timeout taken, so a chance for Madison to get even more points on the board here in this first half. 23-6, 2:22 to go in the first half here on CVC TV. Your game of the week, of course, one of 2, because tomorrow night, of course, we're going to be back in the area, a little bit further east and northeast in Ashtabula County. Matchup between...
I should have booked a hotel out here.
Well, you thought about it.
I did.
You did say you were thinking about it last week, too. Yeah, you still might be able to find a room. You never know.
Your boy got to work.
Unlimited vacation days. You can find a hotel. Yeah.
But we're going to Ashtabula tomorrow?
We are, yeah. It's going to be a big matchup, of course. 2 1-16s, but a lot of talent on the field, Edgewood and Conneaut.
It's
a block punt, and it's taken in by Madison. They have the ball this time, that's for sure. Great job recovered right there on the short side of your field by Dominic Magda. He pulls it in, and Madison again is going to have fantastic field position.
Just not able to step into that punt. It's a little bit of a closer punt. And that's one of the roles. Remember, again, we talked about before the QB change, and there's no kicker on the roster, too. So, that's one other thing you got to worry about.
Yeah, Salinas has been handling the punting duties. I think we even saw that a little bit last year, too, that Devin Salinas was kind of handling that. And when you're putting that close to the line, that can be a little more problematic when it comes to blocks. So here we go. First down and 10 for Madison, again, starting on their own 14-yard line. And off inside. Poe putting his head down, gets near the 10. Gets maybe a gain of about 4 to 5 yards.
We had a loose camera in there. Had to fix that.
Second and 6 for Blue Streak.
I look up my Webster's dictionary for loose camera. All the technical and training and all that.
I know.
Second and 6, going to be a handoff again, right side, pushing through his Poe, and he's going to jog in. And it's Davis, rather, for a touchdown. At 24 and 29, hard to find, but Davis finds it in for another touchdown. And Alexander Davis has been phenomenal.
He slipped right through.
Alexander Davis.
Handle his business. And you see even a difference. We didn't see, what he adds to this offense. Obviously he wasn't available when we saw them against Lutheran West. So you can see the addition of Davis in that backfield, for this Blue Streaks team.
So a heavy dose of Poe in that first quarter, and now you're seeing Davis sprinkled in a little bit more here and there on the offensive end, and he's been able to make huge plays again today. Of course, caught that 41-yard touchdown pass and now has 2 rushing touchdowns. 7 touchdowns in the past 3 games for Alexander Davis.
Incredible.
And a phenomenal job by the senior. Another senior. Ben Amos waiting to attempt the extra point. Kick is on the way. It's high. It's arcing, and it is good. Score now 30-6. Madison on top of Jefferson right here on CVC TV. Now, Greeny Sports Cards is live every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock on their social media pages with exclusive hobby talk and interviews. You can tune in and interact with them during the show. Just search Greeny Sports Cards on all social media channels. It's Greeny, Greenie. Of course, you can find their links on their website, greenysportscards.com. That's greenysportscards.com. 1:42 to go in this first half. Madison has been able to take control of AA. It was 6-0 early in favor of the Falcons, but the Blue Streaks have been on a roll, 30 unanswered points.
And they have established themselves defensively, leading to them putting in work on special teams and short field offensively. The last 2 drives. Madison has started in the red zone, the last 2 offensive drives. And that's 14 points on the board while only giving up, 20 yards? 30 yards?
Jefferson had the ball for a long time to start the second quarter. Remember, end of the first, beginning of the second, the long drive put through, and we saw a lot of Cage Bozar in at quarterback in that drive, and he was able to slow the pace down a little bit and make some plays. They go back to the freshman, again, Mason Khalil, and he's been struggling since that opening drive AA.
It's been tough, and no running attack to speak for. That's a live ball, by the way, unless it goes to the end zone.
That's right there.
Does.
Man, it barely went into the end zone. That ball could have been down at the 1. I'll tell you what, we heard in the pregame that Ben Amos wants to kick at the next level, and the senior, who's, again, 6'3", 165 pounds and has a leg, those extra points are good by about a mile. I tell you what, he's been able to place that ball wherever he's wanted tonight.
Listen, grass field, the ball bounces just differently. It just does, there. So on turf, that goes to the end zone, no problem. But on grass, that was almost a walk-in touchdown by Madison.
Tell you what, ball going to get placed at the 20-yard line for the Falcons here. First down and 10. Minute 42 to go, and to try and find some momentum. Remember, the Blue Streaks are going to get the ball to start the second half, too. So imperative for Jefferson to find a way to get some points on the board before we go into halftime.
I'm still amazed that ball took that long for it to bounce to the end zone.
There's a line drive kick too, AA. Webster taking the ball up the middle, trying to put his head down, and great job by the Madison defensive line just pushing through. And coming in late there too was Chase White, who had the last little push to make sure Webster couldn't get any more additional yards on that play, and he'll be second and long.
I'm going to collectively say, I know we got a whole half to go, but I'm putting a nomination in for this defensive line for the players of the game.
We talk about the carries, too. I mean, Jefferson's been running the ball. They've run a lot of plays, too, and it's been a great job to be able to contain the athletes. Of course, you talk about Webster and Bozar and what they can do in the open field. I mean, Madison's defensive line's played fantastic in this first half.
And again, watch the linebacker pressure, and this time they drop back.
Gonna roll out, looking to throw, and this time we'll keep it, turning left side and getting through for a positive gain. Solid run on the outside there by Khalil, who just turned the corner and got some yards there. Going to set up a third down.
Well, he took what was given to him, right? That time, the linebackers kind of dropped back into the flat, so that outside was available. It was open. Great job by the quarterback taking full advantage. And for the first time in a while, a third and short situation for the Falcons. You just look for something positive going into the half.
They're trying to build something here, as you mentioned, Double A, and third and short. And it looks like possibly, Bozar's going to come in, and he's going to run quarterback now. Mid-play
We have
shift.
a mid-play quarterback change. Oh, wow.
We see a lot in high school football. You can add this to the list now. Bozar, short yardage, trying to get that first down.
That's the first time I've ever seen that.
Shoney can throw the football, too. Listed as pretty much everything on the rosters. Bozar will take it. He's going to run through traffic on the first time. He's going backwards now, and a great job by Madison's defense. Bozar got through that initial arm tackle, but was able to kind of work through, but then Madison got through. Take your pick. Max Steele came in late as well and helped make that play and keep Bozar from getting that first down.
Just multiple guys just up there in the front there. Montagner is in there. Steele's in there.
4th and 2 for the Falcons.
Man. See if they look at. You know what? If I'm Jefferson, you're running the clock down.
I go for it.
You're probably going for one big shot down the field, and you got all 3 timeouts, so you probably use one before the half.
No, they did hit a huge play in the first quarter. Do they even take a shot here? 5 seconds and counting. It looks like they will try maybe to do something. Bozar going to take it, throw it up, throwing to Salinas, left side. It's thrown, and that is intercepted. And again, it's going to be the end of the half, so it's going to count as an INT. Great job on the outside there by Smith to make that play. And that's how we go into halftime. The score 30-6. Madison on top of Jefferson right here on CVC TV. A chance to take a break, collect ourselves, hear from the bands, and of course we'll get you second half action coming up here on ChagrinValleyConference.com. The score 30-6. Madison on top of Jefferson again here on CVC TV.
Have you ever had an unwanted guest? No, not your ex, not your neighbor. I'm talking about an animal that belongs outside that you find inside your home. Well, guess what? Alpha Animal Removal will take care of all of that for you. From trapping and removal to animal damage repair to prevention screening and more. Alpha Animal Removal will ensure your unwelcome guest stays out. So the next time you need to trap or remove your unwanted wildlife guest, go to alpha-animal-removal.com.
He shoots, he scores!
Think you have what it takes to be a sports broadcaster if you have a passion for sports. Ohio Media School can train you in just 8 short months to be an announcer, host, radio personality, and so much more. Get paid to talk sports, flexible class schedule, hands-on training and financial aid for those who qualify. Start your career now by visiting us online at beonair.com or call 3-112-884-8000.
The Falcon Band has moved past the millennium and into the future, bringing some new music to its fans to close the season. open with an anthem of empowerment, self-love, and resilience. The message of personal strength and independence has resonated with listeners around the world. We kick off our performance with Miley Cyrus' 2023 hit, Flowers. Our Girl Pop Summer Show continues with a song that's hot off the presses and ready to go, making viral waves across the world. Chapel Roan's smash hit has exploded through social media because of its catchy melody and dance moves. If you know the moves, join us as we are HOTTOGO with Chapel Roan's 2024 hit, Hot to Go.
6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's me. Hi. telling you about our next song from the Taylor Swift era.
Yeah, I know.
Released in 2022, the Midnights album is headlined by this next song that starts with an iconic drum group and is completed with one of her catchiest choruses. It became her 9th Billboard #1 hit and stayed there for multiple weeks, making this one of her most successful singles. To close our show, we present to you Taylor Swift's Anti-Hero.
On Saturday? No. I might. It's up. My buddy's having a diaper party. Like, it's basically all the dudes just sitting on their
Madison band and the community for their hospitality. We'd like to invite everyone to Jefferson's iconic Glow Show at Jefferson High School on October 22nd. When the lights go out, we shine the brightest. We hope to see you there. Thanks again, and go Falcons!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to introduce the Pride of Madison, the 2024 Blue Streak Marching Band. The Madison Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Brett Tonko, Assistant Director, Ms. Allie Gurm, Major Ed Advisor, Ms. Stephanie Klein, and Percussion Instructor, Mr. Jeremy Sullivan. Tonight, the band is led on the field by drum majors Natalie Best and your newly crowned homecoming king, Caleb Meister. We open our senior show tonight with Lady Gaga and her 2013 hit, Here Is Applause. Emily Winkleman, and Natalie Wilkes. There is no better song to play on Blackout Night as this 1966 hit from the Rolling Stones. Here is Paint It Black.
I used to do that.
We would like to take this opportunity to thank all of our seniors for their commitment, their leadership, and their undying spirit to the Blue Streak Marching Band. Xander Cohn, Natalia Curtindale, Dominic Federici, Bella Kirby, Tim Lawson, Caleb Meister, Brianna Mitchell, Naomi Novak, Sydney Plank, Sophia Quinones, Aiden Ravenov, Laura Radolovic, Bryce Seifert, Elijah Shaw, Zach Sprague, Gabe Kalenko, Dylan Torrieri, Elise Truesdell, Morgan Wade, Natalie Wilkes, Emily Winkleman, and Logan Woodside. Featuring the class of 2025, here is Pour Some Sugar on Me. Marching Band.
Welcome back in, folks. Halftime here on CVC TV at Madison High School. Beautiful Madison, Ohio. The score 30-6. The home Blue Streaks leading the visiting Jefferson Falcons right here again on CVC TV. Kyle Cornell, AA, Anthony Alford ready for second half action. You can hear from the beautiful Dick Amblin Field at Madison High School. And tell you what, AA, we said started off hot. Jefferson found a way to get that early touchdown on a huge 45-yard touchdown pass from their freshman quarterback starting today, but since then it has been all Blue Streaks.
Yes, it has been, and they figured it out defensively, really to lock in. And what do you do when you're facing a freshman quarterback getting his first spot duty start, which, by the way, he hasn't played bad.
Yeah.
He's had, you're going to read the stat line in a few moments. His stat line is really good. I like his decision-making, but this Madison defense up front has been absolutely dominating, essentially eliminating the running attack, and it's forcing the Falcons to throw it from the jump or try to get some kind of a running attack going, but Madison's been all over it.
I'll tell you what, the stat line, if you look at it, the 10,000-foot view at the numbers for what quarterback Mason Khalil has done in his first ever high school start as a freshman, 7 of 9, 81 yards and a touchdown. He's got 4 carries for 3 yards, but he did get sacked in the end zone for a safety, so he lost points there. But overall, as a freshman, he's kind of doing really what you want him to do, like not turning the ball over, making sure he's making smart plays, getting the ball out quick on a lot of those. But credit is due to Madison's defense. They have been all over the field. Really, after that first drive, they have just locked things down on that defensive end. And it starts with the run game, AA. Right now, again, Jefferson just can't get anything going running the football.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see how this Jefferson area Falcons team rallies around their young quarterback. We also see Bozar, back there play quarterback too. We actually saw a mid-play QB switch, like during a play, which was great, just going back in a normal position. But again, credit this Madison team who defensively is locked in. And then offensively, we mentioned before halftime, their last 2 possessions, because of the defense and the special teams, started inside the 20 and within a play on the first drive and 3 plays on drive number 2, easy touchdowns inside the red zone.
I'm just watching Will Randall throw dimes out there, which is always fun.
It's great. Whether it's pregame or you just saw it on the screen there just now, he threw it to Steele on the outside, and we're going to see kind of the running attack really get in. I want to see how this Madison team, they had an issue, we saw them against Lutheran West, starting games, on the right foot. They kind of had an issue in this game, but they really clamped down and settled in. Let's see how they get off to a hot start in the second half. So they're going to get the football first, I believe.
They are, yeah. And talk about, if you would have came in and told me, hey, only 1 pass attempt for Will Randall in that first half, but it's probably going to be a close game. Maybe they're just trying to establish a run, maybe the time of clock, possession. And again, lots of short fields for Madison in that first half too. But, 1 pass attempt, 41 yards and a touchdown for Will Randall. That's it. That's all I really needed him to do tonight, other than just hand the ball off to, again, Alexander Davis or James Poe. Or even in that one possession to Dominic Lawrence who got in. But I should say, rather, it was actually Peyton Berman who turned that corner and got in for that 6 points as well. So.
And even when, Randall's been called upon to put it up in the air, you hit the home run ball, as well. And that was off of a play fake, too. So, this is, you're Madison. You really want to put yourself really in the driver's seat. Of course, they got the big game next week, which we'll talk about a little bit more in the second half. But you want to close this thing out. Really open things up. Do not let the Falcons, basically don't let them breathe here in the second half. With that being said, curious to see if we're going to see a little bit of activity with the Falcons even on this kickoff, or it will be just a straight kick down the field and let the defense go to work here fully rested.
Of course, you mentioned next week, big matchup on the schedule every year. Madison and Geneva. Going to be an exciting game, and it probably will be for the Lake Division, depending on the outcome of today's game.
Get your tickets now.
I'll tell you what, always a show.
Of course, that matchup will be in Geneva this year. We had the matchup last year right here in Madison.
Always a fun game to be a part of and watch.
Of course, we're at the time of the year now where it's cool enough now. We're seeing breaths.
Got the camera guys breathing on us. Yeah, it's
I don't know if Locke's going to make it through the second half. Wait till the playoff season there, Locke. Jim, of course, an absolute trooper on the other side.
It's a high kick, and it's going to bounce at the 50 and go back out of bounds, and that's going to be obviously a penalty. The ball did not travel 10 yards either. It went out at about 9.
Yeah, it went out to 49 and did not get that, the grass field. The ball bounces differently.
So I think they're going to have to possibly re-kick here, Double A. We'll see what the officials decide to make them do.
I thought Madison got the ball, but well, it's different rules. Yeah, I think Madison.
Well, normally if the ball doesn't go 10 yards, normally there's a penalty. Maybe you have to re-kick, and there's the penalty. Maybe they're just going to have them take it.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think. Yeah,
so after the 5-yard penalty, it won't be a re-kick. You'll just take the ball at the 44. That's where the Blue Streaks again starting in Jefferson territory on a drive. Double A. They've been living on the Jefferson side of the field pretty much since that first quarter.
I think they might have had one drive where they had to go all the way down the field.
Going to be the handoff on the inside. Bouncing out is Poe, and he's going to get spun down. Poe got maybe 2 to 3 yards on the play.
I want to see here. I want to see here defensively how this defense responds. I don't know if they'll win this game, obviously, but you're talking about building blocks in the fight. How do they fight coming out here in the second half? They're going to let Madison run all down the field, or are they going to do some things here up front?
See, maybe if we see more pass attempts from Randall in this half. It's going to be a pitch to the outside. It's almost dropped and eventually picked up. Still going through and getting past the first down marker. I'll tell you what, that play could have been a disaster, but still driving through.
How did that happen?
A solid job by Berman, who got out there and made the play. And Peyton Berman, again, lost the ball originally, Double A, but kind of kept it in front of him, picked it back up, and got a huge gain for a first down on the pitch.
Remember, he came into the season as a receiver. It's his natural position, wide receiver, getting extra work in the backfield, is kind of learning how to get those plays, out in space. But great recovery by him in a play that could have been absolutely disastrous for this Blue Streak offense.
And instead, they're going to have a first down on the 28-yard line of the Falcons, and you'll take that if you're Coach Gilligan and company. Handle again. Got Albert a high snap, but it's taken in. Running through, and Poe trying to find a lane, but could not. He got maybe a yard or two on that. Close back to the original line of scrimmage.
2 plays in a row where Madison survives a self-inflicted mistake. That go-around, you had a very, very, very high snap. Thank goodness Randall has of amazing vertical.
It doesn't hurt to be 6'4", too.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't hurt.
Second and long for the Blue Streaks, deep in Jefferson territory to start this third quarter.
Want to also see real quick, Kyle, if Jefferson after, they're going to make some mid-play defensive adjustments too.
Randall, another high snap. Going to have to keep this one himself, and he's under pressure and brought down in the backfield. Right away under pressure. Great job back there by Sean McClackett to get the stop there. And again, back-to-back high snaps. This time setting up Madison in a 3rd and long.
So we got to watch what's going on in the interior. Is there extra pressure, up front defensively, like what's happening there to have 2 straight high snaps here at your home field? But this would be an amazing stop if Jefferson can stop him here on this 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd down and about 15 from the 33-yard line of Jefferson. Randall looking to pass. He's got a receiver streaking left side. Little catch on the outside. It's caught, spun through, down at the 1.
Amazing.
Now guess who? Davis, phenomenal on the outside. Let's watch this replay double A.
And watch the protection. It's just lobbing it up there and always playing the ball. And did a great job. Great ball placement. And Randall, he knows to his arm strength because he could have stepped that in and even got more air, but it would have been too much. Just puts it right there. I'm very impressed. And that was off of a 3rd and long. And now 1st and goal.
Alexander Davis making plays all over the field on defense and, of course, on offense now. What a play.
It's great to have him back if you're Madison.
Poe inside, working through, and he'll get in for the end zone for 6. James Poe with his first touchdown of the evening and a 1-yard score. And Madison extends their lead.
Running right in, had the excellent blocking, and he did a phenomenal job. Davis Poe, getting the score, and it was set up by Davis.
Yeah.
with the big catch by throwing from Randall.
How important is Alexander Davis to this offense? You talk about what he's been able to do, and we know obviously touted for the defensive side of the ball, and he flies all over the field, but making big plays on the offensive end, receiving the ball, getting some carries too for touchdowns. He's been all over, and he's opening up the offense for more players like Poe to get those touchdowns.
It's a completely different offense than what we saw even 3 weeks ago. It's completely different.
Literally,
with Davis being inserted into this offense.
So it's a whole new wrinkle, and I talked to Coach Gilligan about that. Sometimes it's one key that can turn that engine and make everything go right. As Amos's kick is up, and it is good. So the score now 37-6. There was a flag.
Gonna have a chop block there?
Wow. That's the first chop block of the season.
Yeah, here on CVC TV.
I have not seen that on CVC TV yet. If you have a bingo card, you finally hit that number.
They do hurt, though. I ain't going to lie to you.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
yeah.
they hurt.
I hear chop block and my knees crack.
Oh, boy. Man.
But so you have a solid frame. I'm higher up, and it's further down for me.
It's a far fall down if you get
the chop block. The reason why Kyle didn't play football in high school. So I imagine are they going to bat this up or enforce it on the kickoff, or what are they going to do here? We'll see. And it should be on the kickoff. Normally it would be the thing, and it will be. So it'll be a penalty. They'll start the ball. I believe they'll kick it back a little bit further double way.
Yeah, they will.
Hey, a chance to talk to you about our presenting sponsor, as always, for CVC TV. It's the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. You know them, you love them. Dr. Ski Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. Their specialties include dental surgery and implants, corrected jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website. That's www.ohsurgery.com. And, of course, as always, thank you for your support of the Chagrin Valley Conference and us here at CVC TV.
Speaking of the CVC, of course, ChagrinValleyConference.com. Get all the scores. We start to get down in the nitty-gritty as far as like the league, division standings. Of course, there are 4 divisions. We're out here in the Lake Division today and tomorrow. So definitely check out ChagrinValleyConference.com. And this Saturday morning, head out to the Cardinal where the CVC Cross Country Championship meet will take place. The girls will take the field first at 10, followed by the boys at 10:45.
I'm going to ask you, you're a track and field guy.
I am, yes.
Running in the morning, better or worse than when it's warmer out, like early on in the season, like in August? I imagine maybe cooler, feels a little bit better when you're running, or?
I think it's better now.
Okay.
I think it's much better now just because you're going to warm up anyway, so it's much better to, you don't want to be loaded with sweat as you would be in late August. Compared to early in the morning, brisk, 45 degrees out on the field.
Be nestled up in my bed after that as Amos is going to kick this ball away. It's going to get taken in and bobbled for a second. Still on the ground. It's still loose and eventually going to be picked up by the Blue Streaks. Madison found a way, and I tell you what, he's been a magnet for the ball. Dominant Magda pulls it in. Unbelievable. Magda gets it, and now the Blue Streaks again start deep in Falcon territory.
Jefferson has had issues all game long with catching the kick returns, and this go-around, it's been close, and this go-around, Madison makes them pay, and they're going to be back on offense.
What a great job by the Madison kick return team, and again, just trying to find an area to get that ball, look and try to find a space to get a return and make a play. And sometimes he can try to do a little bit too much if you're the Falcons in that situation. And again, just did not control that football, and Madison jumped right on it.
And Jefferson had a game earlier this year where they gave up 3 onside kicks. You know, kind of the same deal here with special teams. It'll be a point of emphasis here, a week of practice coming up.
Randall in the shotgun, looking to pass, taking another shot down the right sideline, looking, throws. Flag comes in late. It's a touchdown, but it might be coming back. Steele may have thrown down the defender there.
Yeah, a couple of arm movements, you know, a little push. It's going to probably bring this one back.
That's where you got to try and hit that swim move double A. Just kind of like do one of these little left arm, right arm, but that's going to move backwards.
You can't do a double swim. I think a double swim happened.
That's just called a push.
Yeah, yes, it is.
So that was a throw to Max Steele, first target of the game for Steele, the senior receiver and DB, and about to move that ball back a little bit here.
Well, remember, too, because of the running clock, of course, the 30-point difference in the second half, that does not stop the clock. Only the clock stops in between possessions, and should Jefferson cut this, you know, under 30 points.
So the ball going to get put down at the 39-yard line, so the lines will shimmy 2 yards backwards. And in Madison's case, forwards. First down and 25. Randall pitches to the outside, it's taken in, and he's got some room to run out there. Turning the left side, breaking through. I'll tell you what, this has been the play all day, and Berman's going to go! Peyton Berman takes it all the way. So no pass interference on the pitch. Can't do that. And Berman goes 39 yards for the score.
The defender slipped through, but it just went too deep there, and everyone else was out of position. And this offense, the speed from Berman, and they got a legitimate 1-2 punch in this backfield with Berman being inserted in that backfield.
You talk about obviously Poe too, and what he brings, and then now Alexander Davis can obviously take a few carries as well. I would say he called it a 3-headed monster at that point, double A, what you can do back there. And we know obviously Davis had so much receiving the ball too. You see Berman catch some passes even in his own right as well. You can still do that. I mean, phenomenal job by the Madison offense, and credit where credit's due to Coach Mike Martin. He's been able to, you know, really figure things out, calling those plays, and the result you see it on the scoreboard right now, 43-6 Madison. Extra point lined up for Mamos is on his way, and it is good. 44-6 to score with 3:54 to go in the ball game right here on CVC TV. Hey, have you ever had an unwanted guest in your home? Now, I'm not talking about double A. How about an unwanted wildlife guest? That's more specific. Alpha Animal Removal is Northeast Ohio's #1 service for animal control. What kind of animals, you ask, double A? Well, I can tell you.
What kind?
No, they even specialize in the exclusion and humane removal of things like bats.
Oh, yeah.
They are in Northeast Ohio, people. Yes, bats are around, believe it or not. So if you need your wildlife guests to be safely trapped and removed from your home or your place of work or whatever it is, feel free to visit alphaanimalremoval.com. That's alphaanimalremoval.com. They'll be able to help you out with that.
And they'll take them out safely, too. Like, they're not going to do anything, you know, within danger or whatnot. They're going to trap it for you. They're going to take good care of you. Make sure you're, you know, they're removed safely.
44-6 to score. Madison on top of Jefferson here on CVC TV. And
it's a packed house. I will tell you that.
Homecoming night, of course, for the Blue Streaks. We kind of made the joke last week. It feels like every week is homecoming, and we know senior nights are going to be coming up here.
I was going to say probably starting tomorrow, and then the next couple of weeks will be senior nights.
Yeah. That's when you know it's getting cold.
Yeah, true. Although the one week, I think it was Lutheran West that they had, or it was another team that had a very early senior night. I forgot which team, but we had their game. It was a very early senior night.
I think it may have been. Was it Independence? Or no, it was Trinity. It was Trinity.
It was Trinity, yeah.
Thank you, Pete, in the truck. Appreciate that. But, yeah. Another low kick. That one going through.
That's in danger, too.
That's also a live ball. And I'll tell you what, I think Jefferson got there, but we'll see.
That's close.
No, Madison's saying they've got it.
That's close. Madison might have it.
I don't know. Low line drive kick that was hit off, and there you go. There's the official ruling. Looks like Jefferson does have the football.
Gotcha. Yep.
So the Falcons will get possession.
You mentioned a point, though, during pregame when we was on the field. Here with this grass field, if you guys notice at home watching, you see how the lines are a little bit cricket. It's not doing anybody's work, but watch a little bit of the heel, the downhill, with the field. The balls are bouncing very oddly. We're saying oddly because we're not used to grass fields anymore, but that's how it's bouncing, and I don't know if Jefferson's able to adjust to the balls bouncing off the ground.
Well, also it's the kicking, too. Give credit where credit is due to Ben Amos, putting the ball in some good spots. And
he's been doing a fantastic job. I like his kicking abilities.
Oh, boy.
Our cameraman, not so much.
2:20 to go in the third quarter. Looking to the outside. Flag comes in late. Throw to the outside is caught. But we'll see what the ruling is there on a screenplay to Bozar.
Jim Wagner's doing a great job. I'm talking about the other guy.
That's going to be against Jefferson, so they're going to move backwards. I won't throw Locke under the bus. It's fine. Just under the trailer out back.
That's right.
Not the bus, just
That's
the trailer.
right. And Locke hears every word we're saying because he's right in front of us.
Yeah. He can't anyway because he has the headset, but this just magnifies it. Can't hear me as much, but also AA projects. So.
Go hear everything.
All right, so they're going to move back 10 yards here. Jefferson will have a repeat of first down.
Again, you're just looking for positive plays here. Just get back on track.
First on the offense has had the ball. Throw to the outside. That's going to be caught. Solid throw and catch down to the 34-yard line. Play out there for Terrence Brown, who made the catch.
Yeah, that's good to see there offensively. Just an easy, completion, on the outside as Madison's kind of playing off a little bit. Makes sense. It was first and long, so you play off a little bit. But you want to build some confidence. If this young quarterback is going to be your quarterback going forward, you want to build some some confidence even here late.
8 of 10 today for 91 yards. This is Mason Khalil going to throw to the right side. That is going to be caught. Getting a screen play, getting down past the 35 to the 39-yard line. That was Bozar who made the catch.
They've been trying all game long with that outside screen. We saw a little bit of success in the first quarter, but not much since. That was the most successful outside screen, bubble screen play there. That's something they've been trying to go to all game long.
And get 5 more yards, so it's going to be 3rd and about 5. So it was 1st and 20. They've managed to cut this to 3rd manageable now. And a back-to-back solid throws here. Just, again, positive gains. You'll take that if you're Jefferson at this point. Webster in motion, looking, going to pass to him in the flat. There goes Webster, turns upfield. He's got room. Webster turns the corner, gets past midfield, and is torn down at about the 46-yard line.
And Brown did a good job on the outside, not engaging in a potential block in the back. He was just in the right place at the right time. And as soon as the play went that way, had great awareness to just put his hands up, not get called for the penalty, and get the first downs to quarter ends.
And that is the end of the third quarter. 44-6 to score. Madison on top of Jefferson here on CVC TV. Hey, if you're looking to sell your home, let Woodlake Realty help you make the move and save big while you're at it. Right now, for a limited time, mention this ad and get your house listed for only 1.5%. It's one of the lowest rates in the market. That's expert service, full exposure, and more money in your pocket. Don't wait. Call Woodlake Realty today and let them make selling your home a breeze. Remember, just mention this ad for the special 1.5% listing offer. Woodlake Realty, where your move matters. You can go online, www.woodlakere.com for more information. Also, if you're looking to buy, sell, trade, or repair your ATVs and equipment, look no further than Hobby Motorsports and Equipment. They offer top deals and expert repairs for all your motorsports needs. Whether you're upgrading or need a quick fix, our team's got you covered. You can visit them on Facebook. Just search Hobby Motorsports and Equipment, or go to the location over in Kirtland on 7935 Euclid Chardon Road. Hobby Motorsports and Equipment, your trusted source for all things ATV and equipment.
We've been showing in between quarters the little bit of the bands. Of course, you saw them at halftime. The Madison band, they had a little bit of a light-up performance during the halftime break, which was unbelievable. Just amazing. Kyle and I, we were both watching during the half. I'm like, wow, that was some talent.
They were surprised, yeah. They were doing a whole bunch of stuff down there, and both bands obviously really impressive. Get that a lot. And, of course, Double-A loves his band talk.
I do.
So, first down, the other side of the 50. Handoff Webster up the middle, puts his head down, gets about a gain of around 5 yards.
You know, one of the focus that Madison had coming into this game against Jefferson was limiting the big plays. And I think, honestly, other than the initial touchdown completion at the very beginning of the game, Madison has done that defensively.
Another handoff. Webster, right side, turns upfield. He's going to have the first down near the 35-yard line. Give him about 6 more, and he'll move the chains.
And 2 consecutive plays here, Kyle, where they've had a bunch trips formation lined up on the field here near side, and they don't move. I mean, there's just guys just lined up. You just take the handoff. It's almost like that third of the field, nobody moves there.
Jefferson trying to get some positive momentum going into the last few games of the season. Of course, they'll be facing Edgewood next week. We'll have them tomorrow night, the Warriors. Shotgun taking a look, throwing down the right side. Beautiful ball, but it's going to be too far down the sideline, incomplete.
And you mentioned that game next week with Jefferson and Edgewood. That's going to be a game where both of those teams are going to circle and feel like they should win that game. You know, so that's going to be big. Of course, very interested to see how Edgewood looks tomorrow when we go to Ashtabula against Conneaut, but see how much Jefferson can take in here in these final 10 minutes and change.
Also good just to get the reps in for your freshman quarterback. He's 10 of 13 for 112 yards and a touchdown tonight. He's been able to throw the ball pretty well against this Madison defense. Stepping up, Khalil looking to run. He's got some room, breaking the right side, inside the 30, going to get slid, and he'll actually slide all the way through out of bounds near the 22-yard line, around the 21. So a 14-yard gain and a first down for the freshman.
And again, QBIQ, right? You know, you take the ball off, go outside. You don't let the outside linebackers impact you. You see the running lanes, and then you slide. You realize if you're the freshman quarterback here, we might need you these last few weeks. Don't put your health at risk.
Nice screen pass to the outside. There's Salinas. He cuts back through, and he's going to get blown up. Flag comes in late.
Ball came out.
Did the ball come out, too, at the end? And I think Madison's going to have that double A. They are. I think the player who recovered the fumble may have got hurt on the play, too. But that was a huge hit on the outside, and Madison should, I believe, have the football, and they will.
Yeah, that ball came out. Hard
hit. You can see that replay, too, on that. But that was a huge hit. And the Blue Streaks going to take over possession.
You know, just when you think, like, hey, you're nailing in the momentum, of course, you had the blocking initially, but, you know, they're swarming. Defensively, they're swarming to the ball. This Madison football team is the real deal, you know, and it's just, I know they had the slip up a few weeks ago, but just watching them play, watching them defensively, they have put on a masterpiece here tonight.
And again, only 2 pass attempts for Will Randall tonight. You would think maybe, okay, they scored 44 points. He must have lit them up. He must have thrown for like 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. But it's really been the rushing attack and getting good starting field position. This is the worst starting field position they've had in quite some time. He carried to the outside, and a penalty comes in late as Poe turned the corner.
Wonder if we will have a late hit there at the end. It's a late push.
But some jarring from both sides. They worked towards the sideline. That was near a first down for Poe.
But Poe did a great job, too. Like, you saw the pressure there. He had the ball in his right hand. He switched it. Did a great job. But I think it's going to actually come
It's a face mask against the offense. So Poe maybe grabbed the face mask of the Jefferson defenders. So that ball is going to actually go backwards double A.
I'm curious who the penalty was, obviously, on.
It was on Poe. He grabbed the face mask.
Gotcha.
You can put your hand out, but you can't grab. That's where it gets a little tough.
I did not see the grabbing of the stiff arm.
Yeah,
the engaging of the clutch fist.
Well, sometimes it's both players, but who gets called, you never know.
It's what the ref sees at the end of it.
So it's going to wipe out the run. They'll actually move back a few yards here. But, again, first down and 13 from their own 14-yard line. Again, this is the furthest back Madison has started all game.
Randall's keeping
Randall's going to keep it, running to the left side. Randall going to turn the corner, put his head down, and get brought down at the 41-yard line. You see that from Will Randall on the carry. Huge run for Randall.
And got a first down out of it. I mean, just to think, we've been talking all game long about Poe and about Berman, and Randall himself a threat on the ground. He ran it, I believe, once before. Gets another carry and
20 yards now. Remember, Randall actually lost a play on that sack and went backwards. Another play, and now that chance to get some forward progress, and Randall was able to do it. Handoff for Poe on the right side. He cuts back through and still on his feet, but Poe's going to get stopped after a gain of about 3 to 4 yards.
I would imagine if that was the band there going off there, I was wondering who was that? Like the headset
I thought it was
there.
Locke for half a second there. I wasn't sure.
Who was that?
Thought maybe he was barking at us.
I'm curious, this will be the last offense possession for the starters for Madison to just get one more good drive, just finish this thing off.
And if you ask Will Randall, he'll probably say, play me the entire time, coach.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Got the big one next week, too.
Of course, that's a game that's been circled on the calendar, and Coach Gilligan was not shy about it. He said it's obviously something to think about, as that carry this time doesn't go anywhere for Berman. He gets blown up in the backfield.
Dietrich, he did a great job defensively breaking in there, breaking into the pocket. That was a good defensive play up front.
So it's going to force a 3rd and long on the way for the Blue Streaks as they'll continue to watch time tick away. Of course, Madison going to improve to 6-2 AA with the win today. 3-0 in late division play, of course, with the big game next week against Geneva. Important, it could be essentially for the division.
And, of course, Madison coming into today, into this weekend, ranked 10th in Division III Region 9. Of course, top 16 gets in.
And Poe again with the carry on the right side. He'll get almost halfway there, so 4th down coming up for Madison.
So think about this. If Madison is able to beat Geneva next week, of course, obviously the Lake Division, you're in the driver's seat to win it. And then also the last game against Conneaut. So you beat Geneva, you could possibly get that home game here in Week 11 of the playoffs.
You beat Geneva, obviously you're going to put some people on notice if you're this Madison Blue Streaks team. You know what Geneva's been able to do this season. Had them earlier on in the campaign.
Great football team. And Madison, too. And we've had a couple of teams twice, but to see even in a 3-week span how much this team has improved. And, they've been trying to figure out who they are offensively. They've figured it out. It's okay, as I believe we'll have a delay of game. It's okay that we admit we are a running football team. And that is our bread and butter. This is what we do.
Now you're seeing that. And from Poe, obviously 13 carries, 51 yards and a touchdown. We've seen the addition of Peyton Berman kind of more into this run attack double A, 7 carries, 78 yards and a couple scores. And obviously Alexander Davis has been just a huge focal point what he's done. He ran for 2 scores. He caught another one today. He has both receptions from Will Randall, too, both pass attempts. I mean, you love being able to throw the ball, but having the ability to run like Madison does, you want to take advantage of that. As Bozar is going to have it at his own 15, he'll try to return this, trying to turn upfield and just nowhere to go as he'll be out at about the 20.
But I want to make this point, too. So when Davis comes back in, obviously if you're Berman, you're doing a fine job as the receiver, but, the coaching staff, you want to still reward a good kid, right? Even though somebody's coming back in, and still give him good playing time. And Berman has taken absolute full advantage of his new role in the backfield. I mean, I've been really impressed by how he has handled things. And it has added a new dynamic, with this offense with Madison.
3 weeks ago when we had Madison against Lutheran West, we didn't see Berman, we didn't see Davis really at all in that game. The additions of those 2 pieces and how they've been able to come back and really get this team healthy and in the right spot. You can tell why Madison was one of the favorites in the preseason to make the playoffs and make some noise.
And that's the cool thing. Like, even in high school, you always looking to improve.
Throw on the left side. Be a short gain on the pass attempt.
Yeah, of course. And see here with the last, couple of minutes here for Jefferson kind of finishing this thing off, and it's really been the story of the season here. A lot of great talent on this team, on both sides of the ball, but a few plays where the game just gets away and, the score becomes more lopsided in how close they have played.
You see Khalil in the shotgun, going to Hand off Webster on the left side. Webster turns upfield. He's got room. Webster still on his feet and eventually gets out of bounds near the first down marker. And they're going to move the chain. So Webster gets 10 and he gets a first down.
Yeah, I want to see a little bit more of Matthew Webster, these last couple of weeks or these next couple of weeks here. Because I think he would be, he's going to be he's been a good addition to this offense.
Looking to pass, looking that side. The flag comes in late. Should be against the Falcons. It's completed for a first down, but that should be coming back. Brown made the catch, but the flag came in almost immediately after the snap. And Brown a little shaken up, so there's going to be an official timeout. Chance to ask you, hey, if you're looking to break into the exciting world of broadcasting, film, or digital media, well, the Ohio Media School over in Cleveland offering hands-on training in TV and radio broadcasting, audio production, sports broadcasting, and more in a real-world approach. Again, taught by industry professionals, ensures you're job ready in just about 8 months. Located over in Valley View, their Cleveland campus is your gateway to a rewarding career in media. Visit beonair.com to start your journey today. Also, again, one more time, I want to thank the presenting sponsor for CVC TV. It's the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Dr. Ski Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber, they handle everything, but they also like to highlight dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. And for all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com. And, of course, thank you for your support of the Chagrin Valley Conference and us here at CVC TV. Some cheering. I think the Guardians are up 5-3 in the 9th inning right now, Double A.
1/2 inning to go. That's kind of what you're looking at here. But I'll tell you what, I think what's interesting, Coach Hanna for the Falcons, he knows Ashtabula County football. Of course, he formerly, I believe, went to Lakeside. He was, and we had their game last year at Lakeside. And just to come back here and both of us, we talked to him, his energy and his enthusiasm for this program is amazing. And he's had to overcome a ton. I mean, when you're talking about, going winless last year, starting 0-4, but the one thing he told both of us, it's like they had a tough loss, that 4th week against Harvey as Brown is up, walking off of his own power. That's Saturday morning after that loss. They lost 50-24. 8 a.m., everyone was at practice, ready to go.
Yep.
Ready to watch film, ready to work out, positive mindset, and they rolled off 2 straight after that practice.
Scored 50 points back-to-back games, too. And, of course, last week we mentioned a tough 1-point loss to a pretty good Lakeside team, too. I mean, this has been not a lost season by any means for Jefferson. They've been building momentum. You talk about the struggles last year after the season before, of course, getting to the Final Four in high school football, which is a huge accomplishment in any division to get to that stage. I mean, it's building back up. They lost a lot of seniors last season, and you mentioned the youth of this team, really happy with their junior and sophomore class, and now a freshman quarterback who tonight, 12 of 15, 116 yards and a touchdown, 5 carries, 20 yards. I mean, that's the stats show he's played fairly good football tonight. The problem is Madison has just been that much better.
Yes, but you see, this is what you aspire to get to that point. You build up a good culture, and you kind of go from there.
Again, looking to pass, taking a shot, right side, jump ball there. It's low, and it's incomplete. Flag comes in late. That should be pass interference, and I believe it might be against Madison.
And it should be, just engaging there a little bit too long. This quarterback can take shots down the field.
Threw that ball about 40 yards in the air there. Good throw from the freshman, Mason Khalil.
You got 2 quarterbacks on this field who can really launch the ball down the field. And that's even been a trick over on Madison's side with Will Randall. It's like, hey, we got a quarterback who you can launch the ball down the field with. But, hey, just run the ball, kind of go from there.
And 15 seconds to go. It's going to be a handoff. Webster left side. He's going to turn and get out of bounds at around the 41-yard line, Double A, and that, I believe, should wrap it up. And it will. So the final score, 44-6. Madison gets the win They tried to get the snap off, but it is over. I'll tell you what, I appreciate the fight till the end for Jefferson, but nevertheless, that is the game. 44-6 the score. The Blue Streaks improved to 6-2 on the season. The Falcons fall to 2-6. Of course, Madison still undefeated in CVC Light Division play. AA, your thoughts on the game today?
This Madison team, we talked about them offensively with the additions that they have had, which we'll get to in just a moment. Defensively, I really like what they have did up front. Their defensive line, their front seven, bringing the pressure. And we talked about it a few times. When you have the delay pressure, that outside, linebacker blitz, frustrating the young quarterback, you really make a difference, defensively. And Madison really delivered on that side of the ball. And in offense, we talked about it before, the addition or the reintroduction of Alex Davis and the movement of Peyton Bergman to the backfield, along with James Poe, along with, Real Randall. You got threats all across the board with this offense.
I'll tell you what, it was a fantastic game. And player of the game, AA, I'd imagine we probably have to give this to Alexander Davis. He had a phenomenal day. Also on the defensive end, some big tackles and some help out on that defensive end. But on the offensive end, what a night. 2 rushes for 19 yards, but both for touchdowns for Alexander Davis. He also caught 2 passes for 73 yards and a third total touchdown. That's 7 touchdowns in the past 3 games.
Amazing.
For Alexander Davis. And another reason why Madison was able to have another 44-point game, their 3rd consecutive 40-plus point game after scoring 6 3 weeks ago against Lutheran West. The offense has found their footing, and Madison again improves to 6-2 on the regular season. AA, final thoughts on the game tonight?
For Madison, this is the exact tune-up that you needed going into their big game against Geneva coming up a week from tomorrow. The coaching staff, they was a little worried. Coach Gilligan was a little worried, like, hey, how are we going to react to a short week? They did, and they handled business. For the Falcons, you make the change at quarterback. Some things happen behind the scenes that forced the hand of Coach Hanna and his coaching staff. They liked what they saw with the freshman quarterback and said, hey, let's roll with them. I love the story. They made the phone call, Wednesday night to the parents and whatnot. So, how is his confidence going to be tomorrow morning? And the rest of the team, how are they going to react tomorrow morning and going into next week, kind of see what goes on. But a great W for Madison, and we'll see how the Falcons of Jefferson area can improve these last couple of weeks.
And it's all about building blocks for a young team in Jefferson. And for Madison, we know it's more of the same. A lot of expectations as we build closer and closer to playoff football in Northeast Ohio. That's going to wrap it up, of course. Appreciate you guys tuning in for part 1 of, again, another doubleheader, our last one of the season, at least during the regular season for sure, here on CVC TV from the beautiful Dick Hamblin Field at Madison High School. The score 44-6. The Madison Blue Streaks get the win over the Jefferson Falcons here on ChagrinValleyConference.com. Of course, thank you to you watching, as well as our sponsors, the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery, also Alpha Animal Removal, Task Tree Service, Sewer Cleaning Company, R&T Fence, Air Quality Control, Heating and Cooling, LLC, Greeny Sports Cards, Woodlake Realty, Hobby Motorsports, and the Ohio Media School. Again, Kyle Cornell, AA Anthony Alford on the call for you tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night right back here on CVC TV. Edgewood taking on a near-town rival, so to speak, I guess, if you're talking about how close the schools are together in Conneaut. We're going to have that game for you again live right here at 7 o'clock right here on ChagrinValleyConference.com. Good night, everyone.
Guardians take game 4.